Hi, I just want to ask you something. Are you an architect? Or do you have architect as your friends? Do you know how annoying they are? Or do you know you are annoying? You are as an architect? Yes, architect is known for being annoying. Why? Let's take out one by one some issues that most architects don't realize. What about you? If you have an idea why architect is annoying, just comment down. Maybe we can share more. Number 1. Architect talks everything is architecture. Yes, everything architect can relate to architecture. How? I don't know, but whenever it is about climate change or about refugee crisis or about flash flood or whatever, yes, architect can relate to architecture. Everything, almost everything. Yes, some people say, some architect says everything is architecture and architecture is everything. How true is that? Depends on how he or she argues about it. And yes, people have their own opinion. They are entitled to their own opinion. But when you start to debate with an architect, they will fight it endlessly. So you got to, of course, it's not fair for you if you are not an architect start to debate with an architect. Although you are an expert in your own field, but always, yes, architect is very annoying and keep on and keep on and keep on say they are right. That is actually resulting to number 2, the point number 2, which is architect knows everything. Yes, for some reason architect already know everything. Why? It is because of the very hard education and also design process. We all learn so many things in the design process that we must understand to the tiniest work of what human do. Not even only human, any kinds of living things architect must learn. So with that, makes architect must learn so many things, makes them so-called jack of all trade, master of none. And with that, we go to the point number 3, which is architect talks nonsense. It's not only nonsense, it's like the, architect loves to use jargons that it's very, very hard to understand. Yeah, they always use bombastic words so that they felt, up a little bit, higher a little bit than you. Not all words will be used by architects during normal conversations, but sometimes they tend to use fenestrations, juxtapositions, or labyrinth, or some as simple as train of thoughts. These are the things that architects might use when just daily talks, which makes them a little bit more smart. However, the point that they want to mention, something they want to say, yeah, sometimes it's hard to understand because too many jargons. But that's why we got to learn what is architect thinking about. You ask them, explain, ask them to explain what are they talking about. Point number 4 of why architect is so annoying is because the love and hate to the coffee. Yes, we all kinda know architects mostly have less sleep than normal human being. This is the results of the addiction to the coffee. Even personally, like me, I have love for coffee, but not the Starbucks or those kind of coffee. No, I love like the cultural coffee more. But yeah, it's not easy to find in Malaysia, but it's okay. Sometimes when we have the chance, to taste unique coffee from all over the world, like Qahwa Arabia, Turkish coffee, or yes, it's very nice things to have. But yeah, point number 5 that I like to share with you is that architects tend to do a little bit more better than other human for some, some things like, please help me write this greeting card. I need some interesting words, and then I know your handwriting is nice. Yeah, I really need your help for that. Alright, let me do it. Those are the example things that you do. Maybe some other things like, okay,
right back to the other people. For example,
the understanding of the computer programming. Somehow architects have the little tendency to understand and reinterpret it into human word so that friends can understand. Yeah, but of course, experts are the experts. I'm not saying that architects can be better than them, but it's because of architect has been training to explain, reasoning, present whatever they understand, so that those will help other people to improve the understanding, knowledge and acceptance. So that's why architects have that tendency to be that kind of annoying. Architects also sometimes get too much excited when a new building has completed or reopened or
repurposed, So
the architect get too excited and they wanted to see all those things, and then that's not all. And then, for example, like some famous architect come to the country, they start to, oh my god, this is so important, we have to take leave and we have to meet that architect. Yes, that kind of, it's not frustration, it's more like obsession
to the international architects, especially those who are able to design and construct superb building design. Yes, architects have that kind of tendency, the fanboy tendency,
Yeah. Point number 7, don't bring architects to the city. If you bring architects to the city, you might be caught. Especially if the city has a lot of interesting history and then have beautiful scenery. Architect will explain to you what is happening in the past a few hundred years. He will explain sometimes even single buildings, why this building is designed like that, why that building is designed like this, or maybe they even explain the history of this culture from the certain era to the new era, and then the new government, they even can explain to you, and then you might be lost. Instead of you want to enjoy your holiday tour, you are listening to history courses about certain things, and it is very very specific to certain buildings only. Yeah, you might have that tendency to see those things if you bring an architect to everywhere you go. Next is not that alone. Sometimes architect tends to see all the tiny things. For example, if you go to the classical building, for example a museum, architect will start to talk about this is called Corinthian column, and it is designed during certain era, and you got to know this capital, and then pediment and so many things, they are designed this way because of the era that one like that. And then this kind of hieroglyphs is very different from the previous dynasty. Why? Because this dynasty, the pharaoh don't want to keep the history of the past ancestor. They erase it and then they replace with their dynasty, so they erase everything. Even up to that kind of detail, architects tend to explain to you. Even sometimes more than the tourist guide. Yeah. Alright, so I think that's all for now, but
maybe you can add a few more, like architect do sleep or architect don't sleep at all. Yeah, some people say architect don't sleep because their mind is keep on running and keep on thinking about this and that, even though they are sleeping. And yes, some students always say that the architect is sleeping while I'm presenting, but suddenly he woke up and then he can shoot all the faults that he didn't explain. The architect already can see the fault in the drawings, even though he slept during the presentation. It happened many times, even during my time when I was a student. It happened. Even in the future, you, especially students, will see this kind of situation. And that's why people say that architect is annoying.
Yeah. What about you? Share some of your thoughts why architect is annoying. Maybe you can add some points there. Oh, anyway, see you again. Bye.